What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again. I'm here bringing you greetings from the great city of Warsaw. So my background is looking pretty different. But man, I got one of my homeboys here. We should have already did a show for a long time ago. He's a pretty funny guy. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and what his channel is about. Go ahead, brother.
All right, what's up? What's up? This is your boy G Dizzle. Some of y'all know me as G Lowry, and some of y'all know me as Tech G. So, in regards to my Tech G channel, y'all know I teach IT over there, entry level IT. You know, just helping brothers and sisters or whoever else out there who wants to get educated and schooled up, so you can go out there and get this money in IT. So that's what I do on my Tech G channel. And on my G Dizzle channel, I just talk some smiggity smack about the community. That's pretty much what I do.
All right. So, you know, and give him a round of applause, editors, for him coming on. And you guys know that G, he is sort of kind of in the Black Manosphere community, and he definitely gets his roast on. Some of you guys know on his other channel, but you know, one of the things you talk about is it seems like a lot of brothers complain about not having money and not having things. And when it comes to, you know, the actual doing of the work and taking the opportunities, you know, it seems like there's a different response to that, and it's typically negative. And you're living proof, because you're in the tech industry, that there are jobs out there, very well paid jobs out there for African American men to come up to do a lot of things in these industries. You're just telling me you got a lot of emails there. Let's talk about this for Black men. What are the opportunities that Black men are missing that are available in the technology space right now?
Well, you got a lot of opportunities to do pretty much anything you want. Everything from remote work to cloud security, or dealing with cloud infrastructure, cybersecurity, networking, database development. It's just a plethora of different jobs out there. And one of the things that, you know, I see when it comes to a lot of brothers in this space is, you know, a lot of people like to talk about this stuff, and it's like a feel-goodery topic. But then when it's time to actually put the boots on the ground and go out there and make it do what it do, then you'll see a lot of resistance, because now you're going to have to actually apply your brain cells to make this thing happen, so that you can get to the bag, as everybody likes to say. Because I just think too many people have these misconceptions about, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't think a lot of people are really interested in doing the necessary work in order to actually get to what it is that they want to do, so they can achieve the results they claim that they want to achieve.
Brother, let me ask you this, because I do get people don't want to be like named, but sometimes I have a brother like you who's in the tech space, and then they'll say, man, well, you know, that guy, you know, he's smart, so, and he's been doing tech for a long time, and I mean, man, I'm like 40 something years old, you know, like, you know, and there's a lot of Black men out there that are like that. A lot of African American men who, you know, their industry literally, you know, they were a master of their industry. Their industry probably slowed down, you know, because of the COVID in the last 2 years. And they look at a person like you, and they look at your page, and they see all the titles you have and all the knowledge that you have. And I think a lot of our guys are intimidated, because they feel like, I'm not smart enough to get into this industry. You know, he's smart and he can get it, he understands it, but I can barely turn on the computer to get into the industry. And I think that's a lot of Black men. A lot of Black men are failed to go over there and just fail. I'm gonna be in a room full of a lot of young guys. What do you say to those guys? I know you probably get questions like that all the time.
Well, what I say is, you don't have to be a genius to do tech. I know there's some misconceptions out there to where people think you got to be this brainiac with all these college degrees, and technically I am one of those brainiacs, but I do come across a lot of people that don't have any college, and some of them are in their 30s and 40s that are looking to switch careers. And you know what I necessarily teach? I teach people how to actually get into tech and then migrate into cybersecurity. This stuff, you don't need a college degree to do it. You can just have a high school diploma. But the thing is, you have to have a willingness to want to learn, want to understand what's going on, so that you can get the certs, which can lead to the jobs, then can lead to the, you know, the six-figure salaries and all this other stuff. But none of this stuff is hard. It's just a matter of, is this what you want to do? Do you see any benefit in doing it? And are you going to do it? That's what it really boils down to.
Say that again. The three. Let's say it again.
Is this what you want to do?
Okay.
Do you see a benefit in doing it? But most importantly, are you going to do it?
Right. Okay. let's talk about this, because a lot of guys, when you say this is what you want to do, because, you know, like fields, even though the healthcare sector is broad, you know, because you have administration, you have hospital management, you know, you have there's pharmaceuticals, and then there's, you know, there's nurses, there's doctors, there's nurses aides, there's medical devices, those things. Tech is even like 15 times bigger than that, because it encompasses all the industries plus anything else. So for a lot of guys, a lot of black men that are coming in, they're like, okay, if this is what I want to do, well, I don't know what I want to do, because there's so much information, there's so many certifications. So if you're a person coming in, like, what can the person start off? Because there's so, you know, sometimes a lot of information can confuse somebody, right? So what would you recommend, you know, if I'm just going to come in, where can I start off and get my feet wet and then know if this is what I want to do?
Yeah. So what I like to tell people is, if you have no idea about tech and you don't know what you want to do, you could always start with getting what is called the A+ certification. Basically, that teaches you about what a computer is, what's the main purpose of it, and what is all this going on with this computer. Then you can go get a certification called Network Plus that teaches you how computers actually communicate with each other and the internet. And then you can go get a cert called Security Plus that teaches you how to basically protect your computer and educate others on not to click random links to introduce malware into their system. Those three certs, you know, anybody out there will tell you those are like the base layer certs that'll give you like a solid foundation from which you can venture off into 11 different directions, however you choose, whether you want to do cybersecurity, cloud, database development, computer programming, it doesn't matter. But if you have no clue what you want to do, I always say just start there. Understand that the whole IT industry is built around the computer. So you can't go wrong if you start off with the cert that educates you on what is a computer and how it functions. And then from there, you can kind of figure out what route in IT you may want to go specialize in that best suits your needs.
How long does each of those certs take to complete, or in general?
Well, it depends on what category you fall into. So understand, I've been teaching IT in some capacity probably for about 6 years. I started off in the military, and then as a civilian, part of what I do is I do some work at a tech college where I teach it. So what I like to tell people, if you got 100 people that's trying to get certified, out of the 100 people, you'll have 5 people that'll start a program and finish it. No problems. You'll have another 5%. They'll start the program. They'll never go take the test because they're scared. And then you got the remaining 90 people. Some of them, about 45 of them, will see the program, tap out and get scared. Another 45, they'll just half-ass go through the program and never really get the ball rolling. But if you're in that first 5%, where you take a class like A+, Net Plus, or Security Plus, and you started realistically within about 30 to 45 days, I'll even push it to 60, but within about 30 to 60 days, there's no reason why you shouldn't get certified, especially if you're doing what you have to do, studying, taking notes, preparing for your exam. You should be able to knock this thing out in about 30, 45 days, 60 at max. So.
Okay. Let's kind of go into the current pandemic we're in right now. A lot of guys, you know, are concerned. I know there are a lot of guys who are in tech right now. So, I mean, I know some of you guys, this information is going to be kind of old for you because you're already in the industry, and some guys have already switched. I know it's a lot of tech guys in the manosphere. It's a ton. I think the tech guys are probably the biggest industry we have in the Black manosphere. At one point, it was truckers, but I'm pretty sure now it's the tech guys. They're the number one supporters of what we do. And give yourselves a round of applause, because I definitely appreciate all the support. But let's talk about security, because sometimes people want to know, how do I know if I want to do what I want to do if I don't know if the industry is going to still be there to support me? My last industry, I thought it was going to be here, and then it slowed down. And so what is it that we have as an opportunity for jobs? How do I get into these recruiters that recruit for what I do? Do I need experience? How much experience I need to get a job? Those kind of questions. And where is the industry going for tech right now?
Well, you asked a lot of questions there, but so basically, if to put it like this, as long as we have computers and electricity, there's always going to be an IT job. So there is no such thing as a pandemic or a recession-proof type of job, but I would say tech is probably the closest thing we have to it, because tech is literally ingrained in everything we do, everything from our social medias to our video gaming, to our banking, to our healthcare, to our automotives, to literally everything. There's tech in everything that goes on in this society. So there's always going to be a job out there. As far as trying to get yourself experience so that you can get in good with some recruiters, there are a myriad of different ways you can go about doing that. Some of the ways that I tell people is just become like the local, or not the local, well, like your resident tech guy for your church or your community center. Or your family. Just go around, just start, just go up to your pastor if you go to a church and just ask, can you tweak their IT system? Because maybe during this pandemic, half the congregation is staying at home. So you go to the pastor, be like, hey, can I set up your computer system so you can start live streaming from the church for the congregation? You can put that on your resume as experience. Or if you're like the guru in your family for fixing everybody's Wi-Fi, grandma and granddad's Wi-Fi, technically you can put that on your resume as experience. And all of that stuff, once you jazz up your resume, you start putting those resumes out there on Indeed and other job hunting websites, you'll start to get hits, because even if you're coming in brand new, there are a gang of jobs that are just strictly looking for entry-level people to start tech. As a matter of fact, I want to say there are probably more job postings for entry-level work than there are for mid-level and senior-level work. And then another reason to consider tech is all the way up to the presidential level. So in case you don't know, President Biden, he has been, I think he's dumped anywhere between like $10 billion to $16 billion just into cybersecurity alone, where they want to train people up in tech so that they can go out there and get these jobs, because all you gotta do is turn on your local news. Cybersecurity is becoming more and more of a headache every day, to where hackers are hacking into water treatment facilities. They hacked that oil pipeline some months ago, and you just got all kind of crazy things going on out there. But the bottom line is there's always a job out there. It's just a matter of, are you going to put yourself in a position to get the job? And then once you get yourself in position, are you going to do the necessary things you have to do to move up so you can break the 6-figure ceiling and go out there and live your wildest fantasies? So
let's talk about breaking that 6 figures, because I think if a person can do that, it automatically puts you into like the top 15% of earners in the United States, something like that. So it's pretty good income. What are some of the steps that people need to do as far as work performance, or as far as continually acquiring skills to reach that sort of earning potential?
Well, the main thing you need to do is basically become a subject matter expert in your area and specialize. So going back to the stuff that I teach, the stuff that I teach, A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, this is stuff that's really designed to get you into the door and give you just kind of an overview of IT in general. But then from there, you need to start figuring out, okay, I want to go into this area in IT, this area in IT, and then start specializing and chasing the relevant certifications that are required for you to become a subject matter expert in this particular lane. And then once you get those certifications, you start getting the relevant job positions that hopefully match the certifications, then your income can start, drastically going up in a relatively short amount of time. So it's just a matter of specializing and becoming an expert at what you do in tech. And that's normally what brings the big bucks.
Okay. So we kind of just go back over it again. So getting your feet wet, getting into the industry, getting into the entry level, and then specializing to get the big bucks. overtime. Got it. All right. Let me just talk about you personally, because I know that you're in the military. What personally drove you into, what got you into tech in the military? And then in your civilian life, how has, going into this industry, how has it, changed your quality of life?
All right. So I got into tech in 2002 when I first joined the Army. So I was 22 years old. Initially, I wanted to join the infantry, but this is right after 9/11, after I graduated college. But my uncle talked me into going into tech so that I can have a life after the military. So I was in the Army for 13 years. I did everything in tech, from help desk, service desk supervisor. I used to work with the NSA at one point, deployed twice, taught IT when I was in the military. Then I got out in 2015. Yeah, 2015 is when I got out. I went back to graduate school, and I used my post 9/11 GI Bill to pay for 2 of my graduate degrees. So I got a master's in IT, and I also have an MBA. And anyways, all of that experience, helped me transition into civilian life, where I used to work for Fortune 500 companies doing IT research. I did some teaching at a vocational college doing tech, and all the way to currently what I do now. But the main thing was, I got almost 20 years of doing this, but over the course of 20 years, I've always tried to pursue relevant certifications that I felt like I needed in order for me to be able to do a certain job, and or get relevant degrees if that was a necessity, which I'm not even gonna lie, in my case, it really wasn't a necessity, but I just happened to get them anyway. But what was your question again? I forgot.
Yeah, how has that changed your quality of
life?
Oh,
yeah. So quality of life. So my income has gone up.
Okay.
When I was in the Army, I wasn't like pulling in all the big bucks, but ever since I got out the military, I started, became a civilian again. My income has gone up, pretty significantly. I'm not gonna, say how much money I make or what I got going on, but right. I'm doing better than most. I'm not really worried about being in front of a 7-Eleven doing the moonwalk asking for change anytime soon. Everything's okay, man. Bills right. is paid, wife and kids is happy, and we kind of doing some things out here. So okay.
So basically, when COVID happened, you wasn't like, wow, COVID is here. I'm worried about not having no job.
Nah, I was cool. I mean, there's always the possibility, because I do know one person that got laid off that works in tech, but they messed around and found a job like 2 weeks later. But I was chilling. I was working from home most of the time, so okay. I was good money. I really wasn't worried about, not finding a job.
Let's talk about that, because, I know some people, and that's the one thing about content creation that I love. And I guess we are a part of, not really tech, but in a way, it's closely affiliated, right? Social media, it is tech in certain aspects of it.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it can be. Because definitely we using a lot of the AMD processors, NVIDIA, yep. RAM, 4th generation NVMe. So definitely, because we have to use that to do what we do. But the one thing I like about the, and some of the high powered machines that we use is that we can do it from home. And you can do it from home. And if you have certain skills, you don't have to leave your house and make money. You can literally be in a room just like this and make money. And that's the one thing I do like about, this career that I'm in now in comparison to the careers that I had before. Let's talk about that, working from home. Like, how's that been different for you? And what do you like about it more or less than, did you have to go to the office before, or were you always working from home?
Nah, I used to go to the office, and then when the pandemic hit, I obviously had to work from home until they got this thing figured out about whether or not we got to wear a mask, how we got to do the social distancing, yada, yada, yada. Now I go back to the office, but, prior to that, I was probably home for about 6-7 months. It was cool. I get to come downstairs in my pajamas, my boxer shorts, log in and kind of do what I want to do. I got a gym in my garage. So, back then I was halfway working out, but, I kind of got bored, and I wanted to go back to the office because I just wanted to kind of get out of my house and, just kind of be in the hustle and bustle again, just to, go trick my money off on Starbucks and all the normal things. All the normal stuff, all the normal things I used to do.
Right.
But there's still an opportunity for me to work from home. But right now, I just prefer to be out the house. But my wife, she's been working from home ever since this thing started, and she loves it. You know what I mean? So,
is she also in the same industry, like in tech too? Also,
nah, she doesn't work in tech, but I don't know what the heck she does, to be honest with you. But she, I know whatever it is she does, she's been at the house chilling for almost 2 years now, just loving it. But for me personally, the option's there, but I wanted to go back into the office.
So that is good. But if the option is there, if you get enough skill set, you have that ability to be able to do it from your house.
No, most definitely.
I know some people, maybe not in this industry, but I do know one lady who she lives in Ghana, and she just works in Ghana from the computer and does her work there, and that's it. And she's like living in Africa. And she just get that. Go ahead.
I got my younger brother. My younger brother works in cybersecurity. He's been working from home probably since the pandemic started. He gets paid about $140,000 a year, and I guarantee my brother probably spends 99% of his time watching Netflix and playing video games. And then he'll log into his computer, do a couple things, hit a couple buttons, and he's right back to playing video games again. He works in tech. Like I said, he does cybersecurity right now, and they paying him a fat check. And he's chilling, So the opportunities do exist.
Okay, so for some of you guys who might want to, I know it's a lot of you brothers like, I want to go to Brazil and live there. You got those guys in DR. Right. So that's the opportunity. If you get enough skill sets in tech, you might be able to do some things from home remotely. As you get your skills up, and you don't have to be in the United States anymore. So that's another thing too. Let me ask you this, because you have a channel that focuses on this solely. What is it your channel does, and what could you help some of the brothers here that are interested in maybe checking you out? What kind of services do you offer on your channel?
So the channel he's referring to is called Tech G, just like it says on my name down there, Tech G. Basically, this channel really is a channel to introduce and educate people to IT at the very beginner's level. I'm talking about if you're one of these people out there and you don't even know where the power button on a computer is, I kind of walk you through explaining all the newbie stuff that you need to know in order for you to get certified. And when I say that, I actually post full-blown classes on this channel, walking you through the certification, saying you need to know this, you need to know this, you need to know this. And if you do what I tell you to do, there's a high chance you're going to pass these certifications, because I post screenshots all the time on the community tab of people who have used my materials to go out there and get certified. So that's just one aspect of it. And then I got the matching website that goes along with the channel, to where I sell like study notes and other additional things to help you get the warm and fuzzies if my videos aren't enough for you to go out there and pass the certifications. But the channel is just to introduce people to tech who know nothing about tech, and get them schooled up so that they can put themselves in a position to go out there and get these jobs, and hopefully start making money and doing what they do.
Okay, so I always ask people I have on for collaborations, what is it? Why should somebody subscribe to the Tech G YouTube channel?
Well, you should subscribe to the Tech G YouTube channel because I'm me. That's why. Now, the real reason the real reason you should subscribe is because this channel is an educational channel. The Tech G channel, I literally just school you up on everything you need to know to get started. So if you kind of found yourself in a predicament due to the pandemic and all the other craziness that was going on, and that's still going on, to where you're uncertain about job security or what you're going to do, or if you're trying to find something for your loved one, like your child, to get into, or whatever the case may be, I got a whole channel dedicated to you. And this is coming from a person that got almost 20 years experience in doing this, the matching certifications and professional degrees to go along with it, to where I'm walking you through step by step on the process of how you can basically learn how to survive and thrive and ultimately compete in the 21st century by learning tech, because no matter what you do in life, you're not going to be able to escape this technology. So you can learn what I have to learn, what I have to teach you, just from a consumer standpoint, so that you can get your O'Shea Duke Jackson on and go out there and create these miraculous YouTube channels. Or you can use this material to actually go out there and get certified. And like I said earlier, put yourself in a position to where you can hopefully minimize the chances of you worrying about if your job is in jeopardy due to technology coming through to replace you.
All right, well, guys, check out the first comment pinned to the top, our brother Tech G's YouTube channel, and we'll be having another collaboration with him on another topic. But guys, check him out there, subscribe. He has some lot of good information. You know, shout out to him and Keep It Techie and Gabe. A lot of we have a lot of African American men. Like I said, the guys in the tech industry are the number one. They're the biggest. I think the biggest brand of content creators here. Them and the travel guys. It's kind of like neck and neck. But the tech community is the biggest community as far as subscribers and content creators that I know of right now. So thank you so much. Give them the round of applause. And as you guys know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.